the semifinals of TBT 2019. 4 teams left. 64 started. 1 will walk out of here with a $2 million first place prize. Welcome to Chicago, Game 2 of TBT 2019 Championship Week and Semifinal Sunday. We're still catching our breath from the first game. This is how it ended. A near turnover, and David Lighty picked up the loose ball and laid it in as Carmen's crew finished the upset of Overseas Elite, ending their 4-year run of dominance. There will be a new champion come Tuesday night. Carmen's crew has advanced to the final. We welcome you back. All 4 number 1s advance into the semis. Team Hines, Golden Eagles coming up next. Wow, what a first game. And here we go with one that should be equally as spectacular. Team Hines and the Golden Eagles, the Marquette contingent coming down to move in perhaps to a finals. But one thing about Team Hines, you may not recognize the name, but you'll recognize some of these players if you're a fan of international ball.
We've been promoting how good Overseas Elite has been the last 4 years in TBT. What you have to understand is the international fan knows Team Hines way better than they do guys like DJ Kennedy and Justin Burrell. High-level group of guys, all of them probably at some point in their career could have been really good NBA players. They make too much money overseas, and that's why they finally come together to try to steal some money in the summer. $2 million.
Let's take a look at this Golden Eagles outfit, because they have picked up a player at the final in Wichita, and he carried over his good play here the other night, Jamil Wilson.
Well, you don't mind if he had a wedding to attend first, right? So he played Sunday in Wichita and dropped in 22, and then in the quarterfinals against Jackson, the underdogs, he went off again, 26. He's made 10 threes in his first 2 games. And then here's a guy you need to know. Kyle Hines, former star at UNC Greensboro, one of a rare breed of college players, including David Robinson and Tim Duncan, to go 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 300 blocks, and he is one of the great players in Europe today.
And there he is with Jen.
Indeed, Bob. Thanks so much, Kyle. This team might be the best roster in TBT. So many standout names. In fact, your nickname is the EuroLeague All-Stars, but you haven't had much time to practice together and gel. So what's the key to establishing chemistry?
You know, I think lucky for us that we all know each other. And we all, like I said, we all respect each other. We all just had to try to play a simple brand of basketball that was all kind of like understanding to all of us. And then I think the most part, this tournament, as you can see throughout the results of all the games, not so much how much you know each other, it's about how you play on the floor. So if we go out and we play hard and we compete, you know, we think that we can everything else, that we'll figure everything else out.
Speaking of playing hard, you've been named the best defender in the EuroLeague, not once, but twice. So how do you slow down the Golden Eagles and their offense, especially Dwight Bikes, the leading scorer in this tournament?
I mean, they have a tremendous offensive team. You know, you said Dwight Bikes. I mean, he's been scoring. He's going on a scoring tear as a result of this tournament. So for us, you know, we're just going to try to limit his shots, limit his opportunities, make him work on both ends, and, you know, hopefully try to make him as uncomfortable as possible. But it's definitely going to be a task on our part, not only me, but our whole entire team.
Thanks so much for your time. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Bob.
And fans, as you watch Kyle Hines operate, he's so cerebral, Fran. He quarterbacks that defense on the back line. He's got a terrifically well-defined offensive game around the basket. He is a pleasure to watch.
He really is. He's undersized. When he came out of college, he was the size he is, 6'7". Maybe that wasn't quite ready for the NBA. He's an NBA player. He certainly could have been at some point in his career. But what he's done is establish himself as one of the best players in Europe over the last decade. We're talking about a guy with 4 EuroLeague titles. Those are not easy to come by.
Of course, you're the leading expert in international basketball, and when you saw Team Hines' roster come in for TBT, you said, hey, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They are loaded with guys who play at an extremely high level. Lejeski and Mike James, who started for the Phoenix Suns in the NBA. By the way, he'll team with Kyle Hines at CSKA Moscow this year, the defending EuroLeague champs. The rich get richer, so to speak.
Well, they're in for a battle because this Golden Eagles team, they can shoot the basketball, and from deep, they are very dangerous.
They really are. I mean, we talked about Jameel Wilson, Dwight Bikes as well. Travis Diener, 37 years old. He took 3 years off to go back to Marquette, be an assistant coach, and he's still playing in Italy. And obviously, he's the spiritual leader of this Marquette team because there's so much respect for the former NBA guard.
And Dwight Bikes was a guy who was off his game here the other night, but you saw him in Wichita. He was a man possessed.
And I think because this team is so deep right now, they can win without Dwight Bikes going for 34 like he did in the Wichita Regional Final. This is a deeper team and more experienced. Remember, this team lost to Overseas Elite in the Final Four of last year's TBT. And you can see they have that experience, and they've used it well so far through the first part of this tournament.
You know, it is amazing to see these teams come together. These guys are on their summer break, but they dedicate themselves to TBT. They come together and play, but they're pros. They know how to play. They've seen a million pick and rolls, so they adapt very quickly.
The game has slowed down for all these guys, and the level of play, folks, no offense, it's so much higher than these guys were like when they played in college.
No question. For more, let's check in with Jen.
Indeed, Bob. Jameel Wilson getting his last shots up. Thanks for taking a second with us. How did you prepare for this squad? Because Team Hines, they're loaded with talent. How'd you get a scouting view of them and prepare for today?
I mean, we pretty much agreed as a team that, you know, they're probably one of the most talented teams in this thing. All those guys play high level somewhere, whether it's Europe or somewhere else. You know, we prepared the best way we know how, you know, and that's just the Marquette way, focus on them. But we know at the end of the day, it's all about us and what we do as a team.
You have been so crucial since joining this team. You missed the first few games with some personal obligations, but fresh legs, three-point shooting, what are you planning to bring today?
Just anything that helps our team get over the hump and win. We got to this point last year. We kind of laid an egg against the champions. You know, I think guys just are trying to come in with the mindset of not being satisfied, you know, to get out your box and anything that can help us win as a team.
Thanks, Jameel. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Bob?
If you're just seeing your first TBT game, you say, this is exciting. What's going on up there? Well, we played 9-minute quarters, 4 of them. Pick up an extra foul from college. And like the pros, you get 6 to be disqualified. After 5 team fouls, all fouls are 2 shots, no 1-and-1s. And the team fouls reset after each quarter. We do play with international goaltending rules. When the ball hits the rim, it's in play. Any player can play the ball except on free throws. The timeout situation, this game moves along. 3 30s, 1 full, only 2 30s carry over to the second half. And as we witnessed, Fran, in game 1, the Elam ending puts in an element that basketball is warming up to because, as we saw, the excitement level is through the roof.
Everybody grows up playing in the park and in the Y pickup games to a target score, 21, 11, whatever it is. Anybody who's done that knows the pressure of trying to get to the target score.
If you win, your team gets to divide $2 million. And here's the Team Hines breakdown. If they win it on Tuesday night, the winning share will be sent with Zell. And not a bad payday for winning 6 games. But that's the hard part, of course, is getting there. And for the Golden Eagle alumni, that's the breakdown. Everybody getting an equal share. Golden Eagles, arguably the deepest team that's made it to the semifinals.
They've got a lot of weapons. Jameel Wilson certainly, and Bikes we know about, and they've added guys like Mo Charlo and Elgin Cook, the former Oregon Duck. And this is a good basketball team. They went to Wichita in the face of a hostile crowd and really played well out there at that regional.
Let's take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Air Force Reserve. Explore your opportunities with Air Force Reserve. And for the Golden Eagles, Wilson, Bikes, Mo Acker, Elgin Cooks had a fine tournament. Hit a game winner in Wichita, game-winning 3 at Elam ending. And Derek Wilson will start today. The 5-4 Team Hines. Of course, the man, Kyle Hines, will start Brian Dunston, Mike James, Darius Adams, and Matt Lejeski. Lejeski put on a three-point shooting show here a couple of days ago. This should be a fun one. As much as that first game had all the drama of overseas elite, could they do it one more time? The answer was no. And now you've got two ball clubs that say, wait a minute, there's going to be a new champ. Why not us?
Absolutely right. And again, this team Hines, this is a high-level group of guys. Chemistry's going to be critical because we know the Golden Eagles have good chemistry. Joe Chapman has had training camp. They play hard. They play together. And you see Juan Dixon right there, former national champion at Maryland, for Hall of Famer Gary Williams.
Ted Valentine, Lamar Simpson, and Wes Ford to officiate. Ted's wearing the mic for us, and here we go with semifinal game number 2. Golden Eagles in blue. Right away, we're going to have a foul.
Yeah, I like this. I think you got to blow the whistle early in these type of games because you want to establish a baseline of what type of physicality you are going to allow in a game like this.
Brian Dunston to the foul line, and since we're in Chicago, we have to share the story. This is the nephew of the former Cubs shortstop, Sean Dunston, who was the #1 pick back in 1982, the two-time All-Star for the Cubs.
Well, he was good, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He was a tough, hard-nosed kid out of New York, like Bryant is. He played at St. John's Prep for Jim Gatto and Fordham Ram after that, but a long, successful career in Europe.
A 2-0 lead. Cook. Golden Eagles in white. Shot short. And the rebound to Kyle Hines.
Tried to play downhill, didn't do it. This guy with the ball, Darius Adams, he played at University of Indianapolis, D2. He can really score the ball. Averaged 39 last year in China.
Here's Mike James. Mo Acker defending. And a pickoff. White bikes. Plays it back to Acker. They leave him alone. Bingo.
He's home. Young man who grew up, went to Hillcrest High School with Jarrell McNeil, who, by the way, is in uniform today. He missed last week's Wichita Regional with an injury. Yep.
And right on cue.
He can score. Darius Adams out of Decatur, Illinois, downstate.
And it's going to be an and one. Boy, Bikes is so good going to the hole.
He sure is, Bob. He's got a really, really smooth game. Spent the majority of his career in the NBA with the Detroit Pistons. Take a look. He knows how to change speeds, and he knows how to get defenders off balance.
Bikes was on fire in Wichita. 25, 28, and then 34 when they knocked out sideline cancer to get to Chicago. And he drew a ton of fouls here the other night, 8 of them against Jackson, Tennessee. Kyle Hines delivers.
Good ball movement against the press. Joe Chapman threw a little three-quarter court press out at these guys. But there's not much these guys on Team Hines have not seen during their pro careers.
Golden Eagles down a point. Wilson, 4 3. This is what we saw the other night.
Well,
Jamil Wilson was 4 for 7 on 3.
This is why the level is so good.
And off the window for Brian Dunston. Tied at 9. Bikes.
And a mismatch. Let's see what he can do with it.
A little mouse in the house. 9 on the shot clock. 5'8" Mo Acker down there digging.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Mo's playing in France. He's had a good run over there. Was a key part of some really good Marquette teams. Shared the backcourt with McNeil and Wes Matthews, Dominic James.
Here he comes. Off the rim to Dunston. One of the guys that's opened our eyes for Team Hines is Darius Adams. Guy who's playing in his first TBT. He's been terrific.
Oh, he's a high-level scorer in the CBA, the Chinese league.
This is it, defended by Bikes. Knocked away and stolen. 2-on-1 for the Golden Eagles. And a reach-in foul coming on Team Hines. It's going to be on Lejeski.
Darius Adams, he's got to realize this is TBT, man. This ain't China. You're the star over there. You average 40. It's a little different basketball.
Yeah, more. Hey, make him see you. Oh, you heard it?
Juan Dixon is the voice you're hearing.
Baby, I'm just communicating, you know?
Head coach of Team Hines. Fran, did any of these coaches ask you about some of the great lines you could use with the referees?
Yeah, I've had a few. I've had a few that worked, and I had some that didn't work.
Derek Wilson's winning share will be sent with Zell.
Yeah, Derek has been a really good catalyst for this team. He's been a pest defensively. You see him and Acker trying to cause a little havoc, but it's harder to do with this team. Look at that.
Inside, Dunston.
Yeah, they threw that pressure the other night on the Jackson underdogs, but so far it's been ineffective. Too smart, too good a ball movement by Team Hines.
Elgin Cook on the handoff to Acker. Long one for Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
A skilled shooter, to be sure. 2 games, he's shooting 46% on threes in TBT. Adams gets rid of it. Lejeski. And the ball belongs to Team Hines.
You know this, Bob. You watch the NBA 82 nights a year. Jameel Wilson would not be the worst player in the NBA.
Oh, no.
But not by a long shot.
Not at all.
Started a handful of games for Doc Rivers.
Those Marquette guys stick together.
Yeah, they do. They do. But he's always impressed me. He played in Italy last year.
Mike James off the yo-yo. High arcing. Follow. Tip to Wilson.
Mike James struggled the other night. 2 for 15.
Big time. Wilson. Not from the left side. Team Hines down 3. Spin move by Adams. Gives to Hines. Boy, a lot of contact, Fran, on that drive. Acker brings it the other way for the Golden Eagles. Here's Wilson. Nice crossover. Cook fires.
That's an area he's improved since his college days. Elgin Cook couldn't get that one to drop. Mike James, the leading scorer in the EuroLeague last year.
Lejeski fouled from behind. Acker ended up with him in the posts.
So let's talk Matt Lejeski now. We talked about the Chicago guys.
Yes.
Matt Lejeski grew up right up I-94 in Racine and played at St. Catherine's. And his cousin, Jake Thomas, is on the bench for TBT. He doesn't play much, but Matt is a guy that's a local guy who's having a really good career. One of the best shooters in the world right now.
Mo Charlo, Andrew Rousey coming in for the Golden Eagles. 4.5 to go, first quarter, 14-11. We talked about James. Wow, he was 0 for 9 here the other night and hit that one from the Wisconsin border.
He said, you're gonna give me this 40-footer? Okay.
A logo 3 for James. Ties the game. Charlo. That's a 2. Follow is good. Nice job by Elgin Cook.
Yeah, but he's on this team because he's a Milwaukee guy. Grew up with some of these Golden Eagles.
James. Oh my goodness.
Hello, Chicago.
He turned the corner on Rousey, and it was curtains. Bikes rims it in.
That's okay. I'll come back and drop a 16-footer on you. That's okay. I'm amazed every year at how good guys who don't play in the NBA can be.
James feeling it. Lejeski banks it in.
He hit that one off Chicago Tower. He banked it off the tower.
That's right. Off the water tower, off the Sears tower, and in. Cook the rebound. Back home. Cook's got 2 buckets for 4. 20-19. And we've got a timeout. Mike James recapturing the form that he showed in Greensboro. Up high, rock bottom. E2019, the $2 million winner-take-all basketball tournament is presented by Puma Basketball. Take a look at the road to Chicago with Zell for the Golden Eagles. They beat Fort Hood. This turned into the Dwight Bikes Regional. He had 25 in that one, 28 against Team Colorado. And
double flip. Double flip. After this, let's get the ball moving, and then right back into the ball flip. We told y'all what they're gonna do. Right? We gotta go with that game. Let's get this right back to it. Straight to the ball.
let's take a look at the road to Chicago with Zell for the Golden Eagles. They beat Fort Hood. This turned into the Dwight Bikes Regional. He had 25 in that one, 28 against Team Colorado, and then 34 against Sideline Cancer. Then here in Chicago, they beat Jackson, Tennessee with Jamil Wilson getting 26. Travis Diener says, if the Golden Eagles win the title, I would give a portion back to the Marquette basketball program for all the support of former players like us. And don't forget, TBT champions will receive their share of that $2 million prize payout sent with Zell. No doubt about it, Fran Fraschilla. This is a tight-knit group of Marquette alums.
Absolutely. A lot of these guys played for Tom Crean and then Buzz Williams, and they certainly do have that blue and gold in their blood. Little zone by Joe Chapman. Use this zone, 1-3-2 zone, about 20% of the time.
Walk up. Hines there to follow.
You don't have to run any plays for Kyle Hines. He'll go get him on his own. He played at Greensboro for Fran McCaffrey, who's now doing an outstanding job at Iowa. One of the great careers, really, in the history of college basketball in America.
Bikes turns it over. Darius Adams, an Illinois native out of Decatur. He will take it, spin it.
You remember Thomas Walker, outstanding player at Stephen F. Austin.
Sparked that great NCAA tournament run for the Lumberjacks. From the wing, Darius Adams.
That's what Thomas Walkup does. He handles the ball a lot for his team, Zalgiris in Lithuania. Kind of a point forward.
Wilson.
Tough shot.
8 points now. 1:45, first period. Hines. Dunston from the corner. Rousey. If he hits that first one, look out.
They know. You see Dunson's crowding Rousey.
Spinorama for Cook.
Big time move by Elgin Cook. Another one of those guys, plying his trade last year in Croatia.
Bikes the rebound. Push ahead to Charlo. Low kicks. Elgin Cook over the glass and out of bounds. Sunday Night Baseball's crew at Yankee Stadium series finale tonight. Red Sox and Yankees. New York just keeps winning. Swept the Sox yesterday. And Boston's lost 7 in a row. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern on ESPN. And the ESPN app with baseball tonight. Sunday Night Countdown. Travis Diener, 37 years young in there for the Golden Eagles. Team Hines with it. And from the corner, Aaron White misses. We're down to 41.2.
Travis Diener, what a career he's had. Marquette, Final Four in 2003. You see Joe Chapman was on that team, the coach. A guy named Dwayne Wade, who's had a pretty good long NBA career. Steve Novak.
All Diener does is get teams in the Final Four.
Yeah, this is his third, right? Last year's TBT. Yeah, he's going to play one more season in Italy before he comes home to Milwaukee for good.
Cook. Here's the long one, and Rousey misses.
Oh, good effort by Cook. He's athletic.
He's been the MVP of the first quarter.
Great energy. Great energy.
Tied at 24. Shot clock is dark. Rousey trying to get some space against the big. Fires. And that's the first quarter. What a terrific first quarter. Well played and all even. Team Hines 24, Golden Eagles 24.
We're too active, we're too physical.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how we guard? 24 is a lot of points, fellas, all right? So let's pick it up this quarter. Understand, when we do switch big, let's be active on the ball, all right? We can't be guarding the ball with our hands down. These guys want to rhythm up for threes, all right? Offensively, guys, play fast, play in flow, all right? Mike, if we can drop you, let's drop you, all right? It's coming baseline. It's coming baseline. Hey, but look, when the trap, whoever got go trap the ball, we got to follow. We got to punch right behind them. All right, whether it's coming from the nail or whether it's coming from the baseline, that player has to punch. We got that? All right, and then it's going to pull somebody else, and the weak side, backside going to be open. Let's have good spacing on the backside.
And screen like Brandon if you're on the block.
Yep, let's go, man. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3. Trap, whoever got go trap the ball, we got to follow. We got to punch right behind. Whoever got go trap the ball, we got to follow. We got to punch right behind them. all right, whether it's coming from the nail or whether it's coming from the baseline, that player has to punch. We got that? All right, and then it's going to pull somebody else, and the weak side, backside going to be open. Let's have good spacing on the backside.
And screen like Brian did if you're on the block.
Yep, let's go, man. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3.
That's the universal language of basketball. You don't have to practice very much when you've played as many games as these guys, and you see the camaraderie. A lot of these guys have played against each other somewhere, shape, or form in some country or another.
The sights and sounds from this huddle brought to you by Puma.
And Travis Diener and Mike James were in Italy. Look at this.
Oh, and a pickoff walk-up perfectly. James gives now to the wing. This is Isaiah Miles, number 15, has just checked in. James gets out of the double. From the corner, Moore. Mackenzie Moore, former UTEP standout. Even game.
Nice.
Beautiful to
Nice.
Charlo.
Yep. A little middle pick and roll. Caused a little confusion. And Mo Charlo got himself a chance to get 2 free throws, the former Nevada star.
First foul on Isaiah Miles as we check in with Jen.
Bob, a little while ago, you mentioned that Travis Diener said if they won, they'd be giving some of the money back to the Marquette program because of their support of alums. And indeed, this is just one example. Marquette welcomed them all to campus to have a training camp, tweeting out their support, letting them use their facilities. And oh, look, Wesley Matthews paid a surprise visit to training camp to give the team a little extra bump of inspiration, some words of encouragement. So when you talk about this Marquette team being like a family, it's not just a slogan, it's reality.
Well, you're right, Jen. I watched Marquette practices through the years under Tom Crean and Buzz Williams, and these guys sweated together. And that brotherhood never ends.
White, offensive foul.
And that's what Mo Charlo does. Mo does whatever you need to help you win. Let's see if he was in the restricted area. Outside, holds his ground. I like it. What'd you think?
Look at those back heels.
Oh, you have better eyesight than me. Did you get your reading glasses out?
That super zoom lens we had. 26-24, Diener off the mark. Charlo scoops it in, but it turns into a break. Going the other way for Team Hines. What a pass! Beautifully done, big to big. And we've got an injured player at the other end.
Yep.
Mo Charlo. He took out the sideboard in the corner.
Yeah, the advertising agency is going to have a talk with him on Monday. Well, here comes Aaron White, former Iowa star. Good finish, but watch the hustle of Mo Charlo right here. He has been a great addition to this group.
That table didn't feel very good.
No.
26 all.
Mo is one of the rare guys to ever beat Bill Self's Kansas team in Allen Fieldhouse as part of that Nevada Wolfpack team back when he played.
Blackledge in for the Golden Eagles, number 21. Shot clock at 7. Charlo, goaltend. Charlo's first field goal coming up Monday night. The matchup is the first of a 3-game set up at Wrigley. Cubs and A's, 7 Central, 5 Pacific on ESPN and the ESPN app. White in and out. Been impressed with Aaron White in TBT.
Oh, he plays hard. He's an energy guy. Drafted by I believe the Wizards. They still have, I think they still have his right, but he's going to play in Milan this year for new coach Ettore Messina, former San Antonio Spurs assistant. Good D. Shooter.
And nails it.
Yep,
Isaiah Miles with his first 3. He had 8 here against Brotherly Love.
Isaiah can light it up from deep.
Blackledge loops it into Charlo. They swing it around to Rousey. There it is.
Great passing. Started with Charlo, and it seemed like everybody touched the ball on that play. And good defense, too. Good closeout by White.
First three of championship week for Andrew Rousey. 31-29. White up and under.
Good mismatch. I talked to Aaron White at the hotel on Friday, and he said when they went to Greensboro for the regional, he didn't realize the intensity of TBT, and he hadn't picked up a ball in a couple weeks.
Oh, and congratulations, Fran Fraschilla, first team all-lobby at TBT.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, no doubt about it. Like the Final Four.
Charlo. Team Hines pushing. And there's Diener. He went to take the foul and got fouled.
Yeah, Travis and Mike James were bantering earlier. Both have played in Italy. And
All right.
sure, they've been up against each other in the past. And so many of these guys have either played with and against a lot of the opponents in TBT.
If you're just joining us this afternoon, the big story here in Chicago, the defeat of overseas elite in our first game. The four-time defending champs went down in one of the most exciting TBT games in history to Carmen's crew. A foul taken to stop the break. This one on Mackenzie Moore. Boy, that was some game, Fran.
Yeah, it really was. Carmen's crew, who has been in the Final Four. You see Jared Solinger, their coach, who did a great job. And, you know, to me, overseas elite, without McCollum, without Kyle Fogg, two of their mainstays, they added good players, no question.
Right.
I just don't think that they shot it as well as the teams in the past. And, you know, I think, not the pressure, but they were due to lose after 29 straight. Certainly handled the pressure well.
Pikes. Isaiah Miles clears on the bounce to Mike James. Tied at 31.
Look at the matchup here, 6'8", Blacklow, John James. A lot of tricks in his arsenal.
And hit on the arm. Blackledge.
Interesting story, Bob. Mike James was the leading scorer in the EuroLeague last year in Milan. He had a contract to go back. Milan and his representatives basically agreed to disagree and part ways. New coach Ettore Messina felt like he wasn't the kind of guard he wanted. He's got Sergio Rodriguez coming to town. And very quickly, within a few days, Mike James is going to head to CSKA Moscow. Are you ready for this lineup of former Americans? Costa Koufos, Ron Baker, former Wichita Star, New York Knick, Darren Hilliard, played at Villanova, and Will Clyburn from Iowa State, who's one of the best players in Europe. So they are loaded again.
33-31, Team Hines by 2. Mike James has 7. Jarrell McNeil getting out onto the floor now with Diener. Plenty of shot clock. Weak side to Pikes. The fake and fire. Diener keeps it alive. Long one for Wilson.
Look at Cook.
Monster rebound.
Yeah.
Elgin Cook.
How about Cook? Energy bunny in this game so far. Outstanding effort.
Approaching the 4-minute mark of the second half. James angles it up and in.
Knows how to score.
Yes, he does.
Scores like he breathes.
James averaging 18-3 in TBT.
NBA career, he's averaged 9 a game. That's pretty good.
Yes, it is. Now holds and reaches and commits his first foul. We've got a timeout, Chicago.
Absolutely, and we got a good one. Mike James going into his bag of tricks. He's a magician.
guys on the bench for?
Oh, yeah, Mo and Derek are on the bench a lot.
After the media, you're going to get Trav after the first play. All right? Derek. Minute 30, minute 45, you're going to get Muriel. None of our zone is working because we're not committed to it. Trav, take it out. Rail. E. Cook. DB, set the first screen. That's stay wide. J-Dub. Here. Right down the middle. Not open. Corner. Then down. If they switch it, dive. If not, pop.
I'll read it. First man, if you don't get it, make sure you get the fuck out.
All right, we still got time.
We need some energy, man.
Hey.
More energy.
Defense.
They're going to be chasing, so they're already going to be on top.
So you get here to out. Trav, take it out. Rail. E. Cook. DB, set the first screen. That's stay wide. J-Dub. Here. Right down the middle. Not open. Corner. Then down. If they switch it, dive. If not, pop. Yep.
That is Chicago Heights' own Joe Chapman, former Marquette guard, and ably running this Golden Eagles team throughout the TBT.
Sights and sound of the huddle brought to you by Puma. Cook. Man, is he playing a half of basketball all over the offensive glass?
And give Joe Chapman credit. Another terrific, what we call ATO, after timeout play. He's got range, but that's not a good shot. Hasn't gotten a lot of looks so far, Lejeski.
Nice pass, and Cook lays it in. Beautiful feed from Wilson.
They've got a little Oregon brotherhood because remember, Wilson transferred from Oregon.
Lejeski lays it home. Bike coming right back at him. Cook missed the jam, but he got fouled by Darius Adams. Check the passing.
Yeah, take a look. A little inbounds play, and Cook comes right down the lane. A breakdown by Team Hines, and who's on the trigger end but Travis Diener, one of Marquette's all-time great guards. And then Lejeski, the local native we mentioned from Racine, with an easy one. Matt Lejeski was not heavily recruited. He went to Eastern Wyoming to start his college career before he ended up at Hawaii. But since then, he's been an outstanding player overseas.
That's got to be the all-time transfer. An Eastern Wyoming winter to Hawaii.
Anytime.
He won that trade. The winner's share will be sent with Zell, and for Elgin Cook, a little over $138,000. You talk about the Marquette the Golden Eagle work ethic and that warrior mentality that they bring. Here's Dunston going in. Tip is no good. Marquette had a 2-hour practice yesterday, then a 1-hour shoot-around.
You know, honestly, it's part of the culture of Marquette. Tom Crean turned the program around. Buzz Williams continued it. Steve Wojciechowski's had some very good teams. These guys are used to grinding in the summer, so it's nothing new.
And sneaking through to lay that one in is Matt Lejeski. Tie ball game. Mo Acker back in for the Golden Eagles. Wilson. Mike James draws a lot of attention, and why not? Doesn't need much room.
Ooh, that was in and out. Right on target.
He's gonna get
Look
it.
at that effort.
Hitting the deck in TBT. Getting after it. Like the Red Sox and the Yankees.
Absolutely.
Later tonight. That's our Sunday night baseball game. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern here on ESPN and the ESPN app with Baseball Tonight Sunday Night Countdown.
Well, you mentioned Golden Eagles depth, Bob, and all of a sudden Acker and Derek Wilson back on the floor. It seems like they haven't been in a while, but the good news is they are fresh.
That was good deep.
And Darius Adams, who got off to a hot start, has been reasonably quiet for Team Hines.
Final 2 minutes of the first half.
Boom.
Jeske off the front. Derek Wilson. Acker. Knuckleball. Fell short, but the Golden Eagles get it. They swing it to Wilson. Oh, you're going to leave him open? Oh!
Too open. Look at the effort.
Batted down. Poked by James. Acker retrieves.
Derek Wilson is getting them extra possessions with his hustle. Bikes is open.
And Dunston with the D, and then Bikes reaches in, commits the foul.
Derek Wilson didn't recognize that Bikes was wide open in the corner. By the time he recognized it was too late. He drove it.
I'm here, baby.
39 all with 1:07 left before halftime.
Can we have any more excitement than we did in game one?
I think the best we can do is match it.
Yep.
This game has been excellent. Two evenly matched teams.
Hey, just run it right there. Snap wild right there, Kyle.
Juan Dixon, now the coach at Coppin State, in his hometown of Baltimore.
Third year coming up. 28 on the shot clock. One of the great Terps of all time.
No question.
Jeske has it. Dunston gets rid of it. Here's James. Hines. White Bikes. Nice feed. Better D. Dunston twice with outstanding blocks.
Yep. He's a former defensive player of the year in the EuroLeague. Great timing right there.
You got it.
Stays vertical, gets ball, and he comes back again a second time, gets ball. That's technique right there and effort.
A timeout, 37.5 left in the second.
Come down the middle. Set it for Bike. Roll.
39 all with 37.5. You'll see some of the most original and colorful TBT uniforms during the tournament. So be sure to check them all out over at tbtgear.com and treat yourself to some great looking TBT apparel.
And if you're a Buckeye fan, get some Carmen's Crew paraphernalia, because you see how they've X'd out the M. No M in Columbus. Okay, there's no such letter in the alphabet in the state of Ohio.
And we've got some duct tape if you need some.
Absolutely.
Over the back by Bikes. Stoppage at 33.9 and free throws coming. We got off to a first quarter start where a lot of points were being scored. It was 24 all at the end of the first. Pace has slowed.
Yes, I think teams have settled in defensively.
Hit shooter, Mo.
Both of these teams, we know how much preparation Joe Chapman has put into Golden Eagles.
Golden Eagles have missed 7 consecutive shots. Thomas Walkup has a Chicago connection. He played for the Windy City Bulls in the Junior League.
Yes, he did, right out of college.
40-39.
Unfortunately, he was backing up Spencer Dinwiddie and some other pretty good players.
And a technical foul on Joe Chapman. Wes Ford has heard enough.
You're right, but he didn't lose the ball. If he lost the ball like on here, he lost the ball. I got to hit him because he lost the ball. If he would have lost the ball, then you can do that. All right? All right.
Piece of preventive officiating right here.
I haven't seen a tech this whole tournament.
You don't see a lot of technical fouls.
Hey, you got to talk to your coach on that. You got to tell him to be quiet.
Referee Lamar Simpson wearing the Mike Forrest. Now the technical will be shot by Darius Adams. A scoring champion in 3 different international leagues. Darius Adams made his TBT debut in the quarterfinals, dropped home 19 against brother-in-law.
Yeah, he is a great story. Added late.
White
man
ball with 22.
Who starred at the University of Indianapolis. He's playing for the Flying Tigers in the CBA.
He called a bench. I thought he was hitting the coach, but he said no, he was hitting the bench. No.
All right.
So 22 on the shot clock, 25 to go in the half. And Travis Diener work a little bit of that clock. Elgin Cook, outstanding first half for the Golden Eagles. Mikes going to work and lost the dribble. Hines with 6, 5, 4. James in the corner. Double team. Air ball. And that's how the half will end. Good game. Team Hines and Golden Eagles, both #1 seeds. The Marquette faithful are here. And a 2-point game at the break. Let's go to Jen.
Thanks, Bob. Here with Coach Juan Dixon. Coach, this thing has been tied so many times, double digits. Where do you think Team Hines can find an advantage in the second half?
Well, we'll definitely take a 2-point lead. This team is playing extremely hard. But the one thing I think we could do better as a team is get back in transition defense. Build walls to build out. We got to prevent these guys from getting to the basket or attacking the paint, hitting open 3-point shooters. This team shoots the ball extremely well. We got to cut out for us in the second half.
Elgin Cook has been doing everything for them, from the glass to scoring. How do you affect him more?
Yeah, he's active. Not only can he finish around the basket, he can also shoot a 3. So we got to do a better job of communicating, showing bodies defensively, all right, and, taking away driving lanes, make them kick, and we inch out to contest shots.
Great stuff. Thanks, Coach. Best of luck.
Thanks a lot.
Bob.
Juan Dixon, 7 years in the NBA. He knows of what he speaks. We're at halftime in Chicago. Team Hines 41, 39 leaders.
TBT is taking over Chicago for championship week. 8 teams. TBT is taking over Chicago for championship week. 8 teams, single elimination, $2 million, winner take all. August 1st through the 6th at Wintrust Arena. Visit thetournament.com/tickets to secure your seats today.
Welcome back to the basketball tournament. Winner take all, $2 million. Best hoops you will see all summer. A fantastic game here unfolding between Team Hines and the Golden Eagles, the Marquette alumni team. And we sure hope you joined us for our game 1 today. Carmen's Crew versus the 4-time reigning champs, Overseas Elite. Carmen's Crew led most of the way all game. David Lighty getting it done, and they kill the king. They knock off the defending champs, and that means they advance to the finals on Tuesday. And we have with us now the head coach of Carmen's Crew, Jared Sullinger. Sully, congratulations. When you look back at that game, if you've had a minute to process now, what do you attribute that win to?
I just thought we came out and we was being pros. We came out, we got an early lead, and we stayed with it. We knew Overseas Elite was going to make a run, but we just stayed together and we played as a team, and I thought that's what put us above them.
You certainly are a brotherhood, and you're here scouting to see who your opponent will be between Hines and the Marquette alums. What do you as a coach do with your team tonight, tomorrow, to get ready for Tuesday?
Just make sure we don't have no hangovers. I understand we beat the 4-time defending champions of this tournament, but at the same time, we just got to come out and be prepared for whatever happens. It could be Team Hines, it could be this Marquette team. We just got to be prepared and understand our defense is the reason why we got to the place that we're at this moment. So just keep playing on the defense end and keep hustling and playing for one another.
One thing I like about your squad, you've seen contributions from so many different guys.
Everybody's different. I mean, the system is different for everybody, you know? Our system's going to spit out who's going to score that day. And right now, our system has been, you know, David Lighty this past game. The other game has been Jeff Gibbs. Another game has been William Buford. And then there's another game that's been John Diebler. So these guys understand that, you know, at any given moment, it could be their turn.
We will look so forward to watching you in action again on Tuesday. We'll find out who Carmen's Crew will be facing coming up next with the second half of Hines versus Golden Eagles.
Yes, sir. What you got, brother? Okay. That first one went long. I mean, by TBT standards.
I think this game is not settled in yet.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Cook and James, got it. Yep.
That first game was awesome.
Oh.
No. No. No, that was very impressive.
I'm like Iverson. You want some, actually?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't want.
I'm not spoiling that
Yeah,
spaghetti.
it was. I don't want anything to get stuck between your teeth.
Yeah, like it is right now for you. No.
But I don't have to say anything. You have to talk. So Jarrell McNeil, in case you want to know, is dealing with bone spurs.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, well, at least he got out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Good job.
Okay. Team Hines 41, Golden Eagles 39 as we get set to start the third quarter. Bob Rathman, Fran Fraschilla with you. The winner gets not Overseas Elite, but Carmen's Crew in the championship on Tuesday. Game still trying to find its rhythm, I think.
I agree. You know, the shot making is not what we saw in the first half. Teams are 9 for 34 behind the arc. That's good defense, but nobody's really broken loose yet. And I expect Elgin Cook to continue to play with that energy he has. And Mike James has been outstanding as well for his team.
Elgin Cook was the big star, Fran, in that first half, and he is standing by with Jen.
Thanks, Bob. Elgin indeed did it all for the Marquette Golden Eagles in that first half. What does your team emphasize second half in order to find an advantage here?
Just be active, get our hands on extra possessions, and play good defense and rebound the ball.
Going to be fun to watch. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Bob.
The son of Alvin Robertson, the great defender in the NBA, four-time All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year, 3 times. His dad led the NBA in steals, so he comes by it naturally.
Yes, he does. Yep, an outstanding player out of Barberton, Ohio, Alvin Robertson.
Golden Eagles in white and Team Hines in blue as we get set to start this third quarter. And here comes Darius Adams to play it in. $2 million at stake to the winner in a winner-take-all Tuesday night at 9 Eastern here on ESPN. Carmen's Crew is there. Face the winner of this one. And a quick shot by Adams.
Yep, there's Hines doing his job.
James, no. Wilson goes to the corner to track it down.
Good set play coming out of that timeout, but the Golden Eagles smelled it out. They switched onto the shooter Wojcicki and blew up that play.
Acker. Mikes moves in. Nice bounce and smothered is Elgin Cook. Here's Jen.
Bob, defensive stops is everything that the Marquette Eagles talked about in their locker room at halftime. They're going to be mixing up the defenses, trying to throw some different looks, different things at Team Hines. They feel like they were kind of feeling them out that first half. Now they have a better idea of what Mike James is going to do, how that offense is going to work. So they're expecting a much better defensive effort and result. We'll see.
Well, it's a good point, Jen, because we know that Joe Chapman can throw some zone at this team as well. He's done it. But you got to be careful with Lejeski on the floor because he's a flat-out great open shooter.
Elgin Cook averaging 14 points, 6.5 boards, and 42% on threes in TBT. Comes back to get that second free throw.
I mentioned earlier, he was only a 30% shooter at Oregon, but now playing overseas, that's an area of his game that's evolved.
That's such a great point you make, Fran, as this ball gets kicked out of bounds. That American fans that don't watch a lot of international basketball or any at all have not seen these guys since they played in college, and they said, wait a minute, is this the same guy?
No, exactly right. You know, you don't have to go to Psychology 101 or study hall or the training room, and so you spend your time as a pro doing what you love doing, which is playing and practicing. Happens all the time with these guys.
Wilson fouled on the drive by Kyle Hines. Championship night will be Tuesday night. Carmen's Crew and the winner of this one, 9 Eastern, for the TBT Championship.
And you can tell that group of former Buckeye alums have great chemistry. Displayed it in that first game.
Getting rolling here with this third period. Elam Ending kicks in the fourth. Bikes with the step back three, tipped out. And we have a foul as Darius Adams picks up his third.
I get the feeling, Bob, with Golden Eagles that Dwight Bikes is the guy that really has to start to,
you know what I mean, DB?
Almost push the issue. He was so good in Wichita. I know he's relying on Cook and Wilson, but to me, he's got to be the catalyst.
Well, the interesting thing about Bikes in the 2 games here in Chicago, unlike Wichita, he's not getting to the foul line.
That's a good point. Yep. He was really unguardable out in Wichita. By the way, great fans out there, Shocker fans.
That was fantastic to watch.
Absolutely.
It looked like a Shocker home game. Fantastic. James on the way with it. Here comes Bikes. Acker.
Boom. Mike James wants calls, but this is not the EuroLeague. Got to keep playing.
And through all kinds of traffic, Darius Adams.
Yeah, Mike James, he gets frustrated on this play. Watch, he stops playing, and then, hey, that's okay. Bo Acker's going to make you pay. Boom. I hope Mo Acker's a movie buff because he's going to play in Cannes this year. Might be a chance to go to the Cannes Film Festival.
James one-hands it. This by Adams.
They got numbers if they push it. You see, look at Hines double teaming.
After Sunday Night Baseball tonight, the series finale between the Yanks and Sox. Don't miss SportsCenter. Scott Van Pelt, full post-game coverage, plus a Cowboys camp update. Notre Dame opening training camp. All coming up on SportsCenter with SVP. Yankees, Red Sox first on ESPN and the
That's
ESPN
great defense.
app.
Yeah, Mike James is looking for calls, and got to keep playing, bro. Just keep playing. The guy's a tremendous talent, but Derek Wilson's getting up in his grill.
You know Scott Van Pelt's rooting for that guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Those
yeah.
Terps stick together.
They stick together, thick as thieves.
43-41 Golden Eagles. Team Hines, spanning the 2 halves, have missed 9 consecutive shots.
And you know what? Don't think Acker and Derek Wilson don't have a lot to do with that.
Finds Wilson.
Look at that.
Great offensive rebound by Bikes.
Yep.
Goes in. Tipno kept alive, but no love for Wilson. Thomas walk up at mid-floor. Hines on the block. Haven't seen a lot of this today, but he knows what to do when he gets it.
He heard you. Yep. He spun out of trouble. Nicely done. Used that rim to protect his shot.
Kyle Hines giving his team first bucket of this third quarter. Oh, what a block by Hines!
Oh, no way! Get out of here!
Lejeski behind the back, walk up for three. Bullseye!
Kyle Hines said not here and not now.
Boy, if you're going to go against Kyle Hines, you've got to learn to live with rejection. Acker loads up. Another three.
How about Mo Acker, 5'8". When he showed up at Marquette, he was 145 pounds. By the way, he now weighs 150.
He's really packing it on. Here's Lejeski. Fires and
Oh!
Wilson the rebound.
He hasn't heated up yet, Lejeski. His cousin Jake Thomas watching on that other bench.
4:25 left, third quarter. Bikes gets rid of it. Good ball movement. Acker's got the hot hand. 3 in a row.
Oh!
Golden Eagles by 3.
Look at them.
Look at the pressure.
Yep.
And Acker commits the foul. Great action. Mo Acker.
How about Mo Acker? Look at this. You know, he started his career at Ball State. He was the freshman of the year. And then his high school teammate, Jarrell McNeil, said, hey, we got a spot for you. You're going to have to play with a good backcourt. Some kid named Wes Matthews, Dominique James.
Hold on, T.
Tom Crean did a great job of rebuilding that Marquette program. You think about it, Bob. Think of all the great guards. Diener, Wade, McNeil, Matthews, Acker, Darius Johnson, Odom, Bikes. Some kid named Jimmy Butler.
We've got a horn here for a timeout. I want to see this Kyle Hines block one more time. This is a man's block right here at the rim. TBT 2019, the $2 million winner-take-all basketball tournament, is presented by Puma Basketball.
Walk up, you're going to bring it. If he's not guarding you, you're going to bring it. The big on ball side, let's go hit him with a screen first. Let's go hit him first, and then we drop him, and then we pound his little ass. All right? And if the double come, guys, let's make the right play. All right?
Let's go. Bonus, too. Let's be aggressive.
Go. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Defense. No.
Pass it back. Pass it to Trav, E. All right? Mo, act like you're going to get, all right, Bikes. Come right back off of it. Bang it. All right, come right back off of it. Yep, hit.
Let's go hit him first, and then we drop him, and then we pound his little ass. All right? And if the double come, guys, let's make the right play. All right?
Let's go. Bonus, too. Let's be aggressive.
Go. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Defense.
Let's go hit him first, and then we drop him, and then we pound his little ass. All right? And if the double come, guys, let's make the right play. All right?
Let's go. Bonus, too. Let's be aggressive.
Go. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well, that sums it up.
Was he talking about me?
I think it may have been talking about Mo Acker.
Okay. Oh, all right. I thought they were, upset with something we said.
Sound like one of our production meetings.
Oh, I love it. Stepped
out of bounds.
Yes. Boy, Wojcicki's had a tough day.
After being so brilliant here.
Yes, he was.
Against Brotherly Love, hitting 4 threes.
And that's local knowledge, too, because they are chasing him off the three-point line. They are not going to give him any good looks, and you can tell.
49-46. Travis Diener back in, handles it. 44 in white.
Two local Wisconsin guys going head-to-head.
Jumper. Team Hines the rebound with walk-up. Wojcicki goes through, gets grabbed on the way, and the foul call. This is why Mr. Acker was getting Juan Dixon's attention.
No question. Littlest guy on the floor. And we talked about him. He plays in France. He's been a very good player. Obviously, when you can knock the three ball down like he can, he's a weapon. Mo Acker, who's just having a great run as a professional player overseas after being a part of some good Marquette Golden Eagle teams.
And there's a reason Wojcicki's been a marked man. 62% on threes in TBT.
Yes, that's what he does. One of the best shooters in Europe. He played for Rick Pitino last year at Panathinaikos.
All right, tuck him in, tuck him in. One. Come on in, I got you, I got it. Let's go. Let's go.
Mo Charlo in for the Golden Eagles. Bill Wilson goes out.
And by the way, Bob, this team, Hines team, is missing Nick Kalathis, who played 2 weeks ago in Greensboro, and he had to leave to join the Greek national team as they get ready for the FIBA World Cup. And that's why you see a little bit different lineup than you may have noticed in Greensboro when they won that regional.
Diener pressured at mid-floor. Keeps it alive, finds Charlo up top to Acker.
See if he goes to work.
Cook. Boy, Elgin Cook has been.
Absolutely. He's giving you a little bit of everything. The effort, the skill, deep shooting, paint shots. Watch walk up now. He's a good passer out of the post.
At 6'4", Acker defending. Walk up, hooks and misses.
Nice job by Charlo just to show himself so Acker didn't feel alone.
Three-point lead for the Golden Eagles. Cook. Spins right into a double team, and Hines takes it away. Over to walk up. Nice crossover and a jam. Coming up here for Mackenzie Moore. And that brings us to a timeout. Even Steven in Chicago.
You got Brian, all right? Let's go, guys. Stay active, stay physical, guys, all right? Take advantage, play the game the right way, guys. Be solid on the offensive end, all right? Let's go. Defense on 3.
Look for that double stagger. All right? Here we go. Yeah, you said it. Yep.
Close game between Team Hines and the Golden Eagles, 51-50 trading shots. We want to take a moment now and recognize a very special member of the TBT family who we lost earlier this year. This is Dennis Gregory. He has been with the basketball tournament since the very beginning, a driving force in getting this tournament to where it is. He passed away in his sleep in December, and in honor of him, every player, every team is wearing his initials DG on their jerseys this year. Bob, a tremendous loss, and our thoughts and prayers with Dennis Gregory's family.
Yeah, we miss him.
Yeah, great guy. High school coach in Jersey, part of the Hoop Group family. Summer camps, absolutely.
Rousey has to put it back in the holster. Now turned over by Diener. Here comes Hines to the rack, and he's fouled by Rousey.
Rousey should have committed the foul earlier. You don't let Hines get a head of steam like that. He might have had a chance to foul him in the open court and give the international foul, but he backs up, and Kyle Hines is going to be hard to stop when he's got that kind of momentum. Sicklerville, New Jersey's finest, South Jersey kid, tremendous career at Greensboro.
His winning share, if it indeed comes to pass, will be set with Zell. Kyle Hines, 120 grand coming his way out of that $2 million pot that's going to be on the line here Tuesday night at 9 Eastern time on ESPN. So a little flurry here by Team Hines, and they're up by 2.
You know what? The ball movement's been pretty good. Thomas Walkup has done a nice job of distributing the rock.
Rousey, nope, but fouled. Bodies flying everywhere. Rousey gets helped up.
Andrew Rousey, who transferred from UNC Asheville, combined at 4 years, he scored 2,000 points, including 1,000 at Marquette.
The second highest scorer in Virginia prep history. Number 1, Allen Iverson.
Ooh. Very nice.
First free throw here for Rousey. And a reminder coming up, Sunday Night Baseball, the Yankees and the Red Sox. It's been all New York this weekend. We'll see how it turns out tonight. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. With baseball tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. You know, the Red Sox are now 13.5 behind the Yankees.
It looked like it might turn last week in Boston. Yankees won that 4th game of that series. Been on a roll since.
Moore, offensive.
He was out of control, Mackenzie Moore. Rousey was riding him up the floor, and he thought he had him. Take a look. And Jameel Wilson is not just doing it on the offensive end, but that's part of that Marquette grit and toughness that's imbued in these guys.
Let me know when you're ready. You ready?
Tied at 53.
All right, here we go.
Just a minute 29 left in the 3rd period. Star of this game for the Golden Eagles, Elgin Cook coming back in.
All right, you ready, baby? All right, here we go.
9-minute quarters. Of course, the 4th quarter is a little different. As you play down to that Elam ending inside the final 4 minutes when that clock hits 4, then we shut that baby off with a rest. And if you don't think that Elam ending can be thrilling, reference game 1 here.
Wow, one of the great endings we've ever had.
Cook created space on the turnaround. Just corkscrewed his way to the hole.
That's the patience we talk about with guys who played basketball at a high level. Took his time, read the defense, and finished around the rim.
55-53.
Joey Dorsey in the game now, former Memphis Tiger.
And that is a big body under that basket. Underneath, the lay-in is good.
Nice job by James. He got himself in the air, but he always had a target in mind. Dunston snuck in on the baseline.
Tie game. Shot clock's off.
It's starting to heat up, Bob.
Yes.
You can feel it. Starting to heat up.
Wilson. Now it's Rousey with 8. 4 defending. Rousey trying to get a little space on the big guy. Dunston bumps him, no call. And the period ends. We were tied at the end of the first quarter. It was a 2-point game at halftime, and we are tied going to the 4th. From the Windy City, TBT and the Elam ending, all coming up right after this.
Guys, y'all not feeling it?
Yeah, listen.
Shooters for what? We're gonna beat them up inside.
But trust me on this one. Let's run our handbag shit for just
All right.
a second.
What?
Let's get our guards back in.
No, you can't. You want to get both of them back in at the same time? All hella break loose, Mike. Hey guys, look. All right, so look. Let's go snap. Bigs, we got to get open at the top of the key, right? Go snap. Guards, if they jump on the top side, just go play split game with the guy in the corner. If it's a big, the big can wrap, all right, and then you can come play DHO. All right, we got that? All right, so we go snap, all right, to get some movement, all right? If you hit and they jump, just go play with the guy in the corner. We can wrap, we can go back door, we can slip out. All right, but get some movement, guys. Just play the game the right way, all right? Let's go. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3.
They are playing for the TBT Championship Trophy. We'll determine it on Tuesday night at 9 Eastern. Carmen's crew against the winner of this one. And this one is all even. Bob Rathman, Fran Fraschilla, Jen Hale with you from Chicago. And a travel on Dwight Bikes.
That's one guy that needs to get it going. He would make life so much easier for the Golden Eagles because he's been unguardable. But you see Joe Chapman went to him, unfortunately turned it over.
And Jamil Wilson, hot early, cold since.
Good point.
Missed his last 8 shots. James. Dunston. Orr. Dorsey. Little post up for him. Hands everywhere. Team Hines with it, 7 on the shot clock.
Team Hines now got 6 guys on that roster who have EuroLeague Final Four experience. They've played in very big games. Let's see what they're made of last 9 minutes.
Walk up, nice move, shot it short. Pressure from behind, but Bikes saves it over to Wilson.
You notice very few bad shots.
And a low turnover game.
Yes.
Wilson can't break the streak. 4 minutes until the Elam ending.
See what Mike James has up his sleeve.
A drive and kick. And a foul.
I'll take that 0.
And that's going to be on Wilson. Jamil Wilson with his first foul today. Beg your pardon, third foul.
And I like this. No wasted time by Juan Dixon. You got the big fella Hines back in right away. Got his rest. Adams as well.
The chance at $2 million at stake here. The loser Tuesday night gets nothing. Hines. Blocked, but a foul.
He got him. Good footwork by Hines. He's a technician in there. Drove it middle, spun back.
Second on Derek Wilson.
Watch him now. Watch the pivot. Here comes Derek Wilson.
And you talked about all that wealth of experience in Final Fours overseas, and it manifests itself in these tight games, Fran. They don't get excited. The moment doesn't consume them. They know how to play.
That's exactly right. You know what this comes down to, Bob, is who makes more shots. Because most of these guys out here are really pretty much impervious to pressure, even though there's a lot at stake.
56-55, Team Hines.
Some of these guys will make more this weekend than they do during their pro career during the year.
Acker, Hines. Oh, and I think he stepped back, touched the line, turnover.
Did you see Kyle Hines get in that stance?
Yes.
He is down, doesn't matter how big he is or the fact that he could play in the post. He stayed down and he guarded. Acker, forced that turnover.
Make a note to join us Tuesday night at 9 for TBT Championship.
This is Mike James time now. Because he can really score, but he's got to make sure he gets good looks.
Adams. What? Wow, he was able to stay in bounds?
Yeah, it looked like he was on his back. Good defense.
Tip, no! My goodness.
Good effort.
Dunston comes up with it.
Neal couldn't get that to go. He is playing hurt.
Bone spurs, you were saying.
Yes.
Walk up to the hole. Thomas walk up with 7. And Team Hines with a 3-point lead.
You know his connection to Juan Dixon? Thomas Walkup. His coach was Sharunas Jasikevičius, former Maryland star, now coaching in Lithuania.
Cook.
Oh, they're going cold, Bob.
The outside game has evaporated. And a trip. Adams goes down. Monday Night Baseball coming up tomorrow. We'll take you right up north of town to Wrigley Field, the friendly confines, to host the Oakland A's and the Chicago Cubs. 7 Central, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN and the ESPN app.
And we are in the southern part of
Here we go.
downtown Chicago, over at McCormick Place. This beautiful new Wintrust Arena, home of the DePaul Blue Demons.
Spectacular host for TBT.
Yes.
58-55, Team Hines.
Oh, great hands.
What a play.
Hands part of the ball. Great
Elgin
hands.
Cook. Here is Bikes. Hits the 3.
He might be coming out of witness protection because he can heat up.
58 all. The Marquette faithful come alive in the stands. Bikes all over Hines to the post. Now finds his man. Single coverage here. Wilson has it. The ball belongs to Team Hines. 11 on the shot clock and 1:32 from the Elam ending.
Did you see that great double switch inside? Wilson came over to guard Hines. They don't practice that. That's just instinct.
Coming through a hold on Dwight Bikes. Now, here's a key number as we get set for the Elam ending. That's the 4th team foul on the Golden Eagles. Team Hines, 0 team fouls. Grant, why is that important?
Hey, because in a game like this where it's going to be so hard to score down the stretch, you can get yourself to the line. They tried to do the trickeration.
And they saved the ball.
Yeah, but Darius Adams is fortunate.
James blocked. Diener's got it. Cross court to McNeil. He'll drive it to the corner and Diener. Boy, they're covering that three-point line expertly.
They really are. They're driving him off there, and now White Bike's going to take it out, and he can make plays. It might be his time.
Showed the ball and coughs it up. 3-on-3 the other way. Adams gets rid of it. Walk-up is open. I mean, bodies are flying everywhere.
Here we go, Bob.
Bike slips and falls. 35 seconds before the Elam ending. Tied at 58. And a timeout taken by the Golden Eagles. 4:27 left in the 4th quarter.
And I think Joe Chapman just wants to settle his team down now. Taking a timeout. We're not at the Elam ending yet, Bob. And look at Joe Chapman. He wants this raucous Marquette Golden Eagle crowd that's in attendance to get up on their feet, and they certainly are.
58 all. 4:27 to play. 27 seconds before the Elam ending.
Rail, corner. Jamil, you here? Set it first, E. Get to the corner after. Dribble handoff. Mill, dive. Rail, strong side.
Where's the ball, me?
You got it.
Okay.
You coming off that screen from E.
All
Cook.
you guys be ready to shoot. Head shoot. Hey, make the screen back over.
Yep.
All right? Come on now.
58-58. 4:27 remaining. Boy, the defensive intensity has picked up tenfold. Team Hines is 1 of 8 shooting in the 4th quarter, and the Golden Eagles 1 of 5.
And we are now at that point in the game where every single possession is critical.
Golden Eagles with it. Pressure by Team Hines. McNeil. Spikes, gives it up. Deflected. And a foul.
Good foul. A smart foul because Cook was about to kick it out to Wilson. Really well designed. It started with McNeil, who read the double at the top.
E. Cook, you set it for Mill. Bikes, corner. Trav, corner.
Walk-up's first foul.
Hey.
20 on the shot clock, and we should point out that shot clock will continue to run on each possession during the Elam ending.
Marquette has scored on this OB play a couple times in this tournament.
They didn't give up anything in the lane that time.
Yep.
Diener brings it around. Bikes.
Great D by Hines. Double.
And he's all over, pokes it away. James has it. Over to Walk-up. He loses the handle.
Might be a time for a timeout to get the Elam ending set up if they don't score.
A block by Hines. The tip rolls in. Golden Eagles by 2. Elgin Cook, the star of the game. 21-9.
Golden Eagles elected not to take the timeout to set the Elam ending up.
Cook knocks it out of bounds and will set it now. The first window comes at 3:22, the first dead ball. And the winning number is established at 68.
Possession game, but it's our two. Play in transition, keep playing the way we playing. No dumb fouls.
They're in the bonus. They're in the bonus now. The bonus. No in war. No in war. You gonna foul? Foul that motherfucker.
Dribble handoff. Win it, dribble handoff,
Diener hit a
pass.
big
Double
one last
stagger
year.
for Trav. Bomb it.
Send him to
First
Baltimore.
possession. Let it go. Huh? Yeah, he could. Real. Handoff, pass. Now, if he don't pass it, two-man game. Right there. Second play, Chicago.
Okay.
Second play, second play.
Hey, fellas, they tired. Take our time off.
Quick refresher on the Elam ending. We just had the first dead ball under 4, so the game clock shuts off, and we've established the target score. And we do that by taking the leading team's score and adding 8 points to establish the number. And so today, with the Eagles with 60, the target score is 68. And the first team to reach that target score will win the game.
And the beauty of this is this game will end on a basket. And we had some excitement in that first game.
Team Hines.
They got to switch inside, but watch Wilson. He'll come over.
Oh, and Lejeski goes down hard.
And that's not necessarily good for the Golden Eagles.
No, it is not, because we talked about the team foul situation. On every whistle against the Golden Eagles, Team Hines will be shooting. And that's the case here for Matt Lejeski. As you're not in a race against the clock, fouling is counterproductive. Because all you're concerned about is getting to 68.
At the three-point line. Don't pick up so high. Pick up there.
Team Hines has 1 team foul. $60 all, 68 wins it.
This is Golden Eagles' best offensive team. Every player on the floor can score.
Diener gets it. How about the old man getting it done one more time?
Deja vu all over again.
Yes, he hit the 3 that sent him to Baltimore last year. In Atlanta, and a steal. Bikes. James trying to track it down. Bikes puts it in. And the Golden Eagles are 3 points away just like that.
Wow, crowd's picking up. Electric.
Diener's first basket of the game is the 3. And then the stealing lay-in by Bikes.
He's made that shot 500,000 times.
James. In and out. And now the Marquette alums come down with a chance to win it with a 3.
And they don't need to win it with a 3 unless it's there.
They turn it over. Hines brings it down. Gets it back. Kyle goes up and in. 6 points away for Team Hines.
Simple play by Wonka. Good hustle.
For the win. Good! Travis Diener sends them to the championship game. Travis Diener with 2 threes.
Unbelievable.
In
Bob.
Elam ending time.
Father Time has been chasing Travis Diener for a long time, and he hasn't caught him yet. Here's Bikes on the finish to get him within 3.
And
here
the
comes
clinching 3, friend. The depth of this one.
Oh man, River sends them to the championship game. There are a lot of Marquette fans who have watched this guy for many years, and they've said, seen that before.
It'll be the Marquette alums against the Ohio State alums on Tuesday night. The Golden Eagles make their way over to the big bracket. And we are down to 2, and the hero gets to advance the Golden Eagles in the bracket. They love this guy, and why not?
Little bit of load management last weekend in Wichita. They saved Travis Diener for Chicago. They told us out there he will play if we get to Chicago.
And play he has. Wow, what a performance. Jen.
Guys, 2 buckets this whole game, and you just decided at the end, hey, I'm going to end this. Let's score.
Yeah, you know, Joe, I felt a little old for most of the game, and coming out of the Elam ending, Joe drew up a play and said, you know, let it fly. And I got good screens, and I was open, I shot it, and then the last one, you know, they kind of lost me in transition, so I said, you know, let's see if I can make another one and end it.
You might feel old, but you certainly didn't look old out there with those pull-ups. What is it like to win with your guys, your team? They have you on their shoulders.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, to be able to play with these guys, like I've said, you know, the last couple of years, it makes me feel young again. But, you know, we've had a lot of fun. We got one more now, and it seems like each year we take the next step and the next step. So hopefully on Tuesday night, it's going to be a war. You know, Ohio State's really, really good. So but it'll be a war.
And it's going to be fun war to watch. I don't know if you could hear Jared Sullinger, but he was scouting this game, preparing for y'all, and he was chattering. He was shouting out there. There's going to be a lot of fun rivalry feelings, I would imagine.
Oh, absolutely. And then you got 2 schools that, you know, alumni teams, so there's a lot of pride. And, you know, we all know each other. We've played with each other, same with them for years. So, you know, we expect a war. And, you know, for $2 million, it just amps up the stakes, too. So, you know, we're both one step away.
Yeah, it's not a bad payday, that's for sure. All right, what do you do to prepare for them? You have tonight, you have Monday, and then you have Tuesday during the day. What's the strategy?
Well, right now I'm going to go home or go back to the hotel and have about, you know, 6 Miller Lights. We'll enjoy it, and then we'll prepare for these guys. We'll watch the film, and we'll get ready for Tuesday night.
Yes, beer is your fountain of youth, your secret, right?
Absolutely. Beer. Beer.
Well, enjoy. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Bob.
How do you not love this?
Well, he is from Wisconsin, so we know he loves his beer.
That's right. We'll get him some cheese curds to go with it.
And there's no curfew tonight for the Golden Eagles.
You know, it's such a great point that Travis and Jen were making about the evolution of this team. In 2016 and 17, they got to the quarters and lost. Last year, they got to the semifinals, lost to the eventual champions, of course, and overseas elite. Now they take that next step, trying to get to the championship game.
Well, there's a uniqueness about this tournament because, first of all, the level of play is so high. So even first-year teams with great players, as we saw with Team Hines, probably doesn't, they probably don't realize it, even though we know they know how good the rest of these opponents are. And then I think the Elam ending and the pressure of what's at stake, one and done, $2 million as the final prize at the end of the rainbow. I think it takes a little time getting used to. Both Ohio State and Marquette have been almost this far in the past, and they're both going to play on Tuesday night for a lot of money.
Okay, let's check in again with Jen.
Bob, the winning coach, Joe Chapman, congratulations. It seemed to take a while for both teams to settle into this game. The score was tied so often. Where did you finally find that boost of energy and that advantage?
Well, we got a lot of veterans on our bench. I knew once we got to that point, I can trust my veterans to bring us home. It's a shorter game, so they're not as cold coming in the game, so they got loose at the end, and I can trust those guys.
Travis Diener, such a great story. Some load management. He didn't play in the early rounds, but boy, he came through for you in the end when you needed some big shots.
Well, he's always been a big-time player. I played with him 3 years at Marquette. We went to the Final Four together. I know he's a crafty veteran. I train him throughout the summer. I know what he can do. So, you know, at the end of games, I know what he has, and I trust him.
What is his secret to the fountain of youth? I know he says it's beer, but I'm going to guess it's a little more complicated than that.
Yeah, you know, taking care of his body. He's in better shape than he was last year, preserving himself. But he got a high IQ. When your IQ is that high, you can play as long as you want.
All right, we got this trophy behind us now. What do you do? What do you adjust? What do you prepare for Tuesday in the $2 million showdown?
Well, we're lucky it's an early game. Now we get back and I can get the chance to scout, watch all their games. We'll come back and practice tomorrow. And hey, it's for all the marbles, so I hope all of Milwaukee, you should be there.
From you know this Ohio State team already, though, to some extent. If you had to guess now, what is going to be the key to success on Tuesday night?
They're physical. We played them a couple years ago in the Elite Eight. They kind of have the same team. So it's going to be a great crowd, great game. We're looking forward to it. I mean, it's for $2 million, and it's a rivalry. We're going to be there, ready to play.
Can't wait to watch. Let me ask you real quick. Dwight Bikes was unusually quiet this game. Is there something you can do to get him going Tuesday, or do you just go with the hot hand if it's an Elgin Cook, say?
Oh, absolutely. We have so many great players on the team. Dwight is an ultimate pro. You know, he played in the NBA a few years. He's been in China, so he knows when it's his game or when to come off the ball. And our key to our success is ball movement, and he's been great at that so far, and we got to keep it going.
We'll see you Tuesday night. Good luck.
Thank you.
Guys.
21 points and 10 rebounds for Elgin Cook in this winning effort. A look at the brackets. We've come through the quarterfinals. 4 number ones made it to semifinals Sunday. And Carmen's Crew and the Golden Eagles. Familiar names to college basketball fans everywhere, and familiar rivals over these years. That is going to be one heck of a matchup.
You know, we've watched Overseas Elite, and some of these guys have gone far-flung places and try to explain to the basketball fan how good those guys are. Now we know, if you watch college basketball the last decade or more, in Travis Diener's case, right, you know about Aaron Kraft and Dwight Bikes and Travis Diener and the crowds. Great alumni bases in Chicago, great arena. $2 million, Bob. It's going to be electric because to have these two alumni teams playing against each other with all the history that they've accomplished in college basketball is going to be phenomenal.
And we saw also, Fran, today in the 2 games, the differences in the Elam ending. We had that first game with Overseas Elite and Carmen's Crew where it was as intense as any basketball game you will ever see on any level. Then in the second game, we saw how quickly an Elam ending can arrive.
It was like a 14th round knockout, you know. I'm yelling, you don't need the 3, as Travis Diener is in his shot motion from 40 feet. And, of course, what heroics, what, you know, Hollywood ending for a guy I've watched since his freshman year at Marquette, and it's a lot of fun to see a guy who still loves the game and is still going strong at 37.
And with the proximity to Milwaukee here, I would think the Marquette alums are going to show up big time.
I think they will. And, you know, you and I are almost as old as Travis Diener. That's pretty cool.
He's catching us, though. Very slowly but surely. He is fun to watch. And a lot of these guys, you know, they're pros, they're established, they're family men in many cases. And yet to see that old college spirit come back out when they get together with the boys.
Oh, and we'll see that Tuesday night without a doubt in here in Wintrust Arena. I can't wait.
It's going to be great fun as the Carmen's Crew Club eliminated overseas elite, knocked them off the perch. That will be the 9 o'clock tilt on Tuesday. Carmen's Crew and Golden Eagles. And we'll see you on Tuesday night at 9 Eastern as we crown our 6th TBT champion. For Fran Fraschilla and Jen Hale, our entire crew, this is Bob Rath, but thank you for watching TBT on ESPN.